everybody, I'm Elyse Explosion, and welcome back to my whatever this is. I'm not gonna make apologies. I haven't really had the stamina to film or do anything lately. It's been rough, but that's not what I'm gonna talk about right now. What I'm gonna talk about right now is, as it is January 2nd as I am filming this, the new year is upon us.
Happy New Year!
And the new year is a time for reflection. Why, yes, it is the same year, or new year, same me. But I feel like I made some progress last year, and some things that I want to do for this year. Last year, the goals I kind of set for myself were pretty offline, really. 2024 was what I called the year of reclaiming hobbies. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to reach back into things that I had to give up, that I wasn't able to continue for whatever reason, whether it was space, time, location, and, brain capacity even, and to bring those back into being things that I loved and wanted to do again. And the first thing, probably the most important thing, was that I started playing music again. Not just listening to music, even though I love to do that, but I actually started to play in a symphonic band again. One of my coworkers, and he's a wonderful guy, is the president of one of our local music organizations. And he has been after me for literal years to get me to join up and sign up with their band. They took all skill levels, and it had been 20 years for me since I put down my saxophone. It was also my 20-year high school reunion, which I didn't end up going to, but that's another story for another time. So he said, just show up. What's the worst you can do? Decide not to come back? And I'm like, okay, bet, let's go. And it turns out I actually really liked it. It brought a sense of community that I was really missing. I met a whole bunch of new people from all different, walks and paths and stages in their lives. And it was a ton of fun, and I love it. And I unfortunately couldn't make the last concert because we were away. But I'm starting up on year 2 in the band, and I love it. I play the alto saxophone, and I don't have any video of our performances right now, unfortunately, and maybe I'll be able to share some of those in the future. But here's a picture of me with my saxophone when I first started playing. I think this was in the 6th grade at the Halloween parade. And here's a picture of me back in April, holding my saxophone. And I love it. I missed it so much. It's been a ton of fun. And I even got some repairs done on my saxophone so it doesn't sound so broken anymore, because it's not. But it's just, the warmth that I get from playing is so spectacular. The second that I wanted to reclaim was I wanted to get back into my building kits. When I was a kid, I loved putting together Lego. I had a ton of Lego sets. My friends all collected Lego. We would put them together. We'd bring them to lunch. We'd share things and ideas. And I was never really good at going off the rails and making unique pieces. But I very much I loved the construction. It's very tactile, very fun. And I have a box on the floor right there. You'll see it throughout the year probably. But I have a ton of Lego kits. I have a ton of there's some Mega Blocks and some Nano Blocks. I've got some Gunpla kits. I've got some Pokemon building kits. I even have a Disney building kit left still. And I wanted to start putting things together again. Jigsaw puzzles even. Michael and I did I think it was Super Mario Brothers 3 jigsaw puzzle in the beginning of the year, and it was so much fun. I had such a great time. So that was something that I started to set time aside for. It's very calming, and I liked it an awful lot, and I'm so glad that I was able to bring that back. There have been a couple of other smaller things, I started playing Neopets again. I've been playing Neopets almost as long as it existed, and it turned 25 last year, which is absolutely bananas. But the other big thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to start reading again. I wanted to unplug, and I wanted to just sit down and read a book. And I did. I read 3 whole books last year, which is more, and that was only like from November. That is probably more books than I have read in the past decade. It was something that, again, I loved to do when I was younger, but I struggled to find the time and the energy and the patience to sit down and read, because everything I tried to read, I just didn't vibe with. So I'm hoping that I can, like, I want to try to, like, make a list of the media that I am consuming. It sounds so, like, boring, but, like, I want to write down the books that I read and the video games that I've played and the, you know, the movies or TV shows that I'm watching. I like to track those kind of things. So hopefully that will be part of the end result. But that takes us to this year, 2025. What is my goal for this year? And I don't like setting resolutions, because I feel like resolutions are all about negatives. It really encourages people to look negatively or critically upon themselves. And though criticism is warranted a lot of times, I feel like it's not productive. So I saw a post on the internet, I can't remember where it was, probably Tumblr, that said that resolutions don't have to be bad things. They can be silly things. Like, I think the one person said that their resolution was a pasta quest, was to try as many different shapes of pasta as possible. And that's so cool. And in that kind of vein, this year I want to focus more on, like, reducing my consumption, in so much that, like, I'm running out of room, and I'm at a point where I am not really in a financial way to keep adding more to my collection. So I want to, this is what I'm calling, like, my low buy year. And I have some friends in a Discord server, and we're all trying to, like, champion each other for things, to be there for each other and support each other. It's a way for me to kind of get back on track. So I wrote down some of the things that I wanted to focus on this year, without it necessarily being things for me to spend money on. And I'm super amped about that, actually. So the first thing, because this is a low buy, I wanted to kind of set some ground rules for things that I'm considering picking up. And that is, if they put out a G3 Monster High doll for Skeleta, I want her. If they do any more Skeletor dolls of the Universal Monsters, I want them. And the Kickstarter for the Begoths that are coming back, I would like to support that, because I am all here for supporting, frankly, independent toy companies. And I think that's cool. Potential accessories that I would like to pick up. I would like to get a new wig, shoes, and dress for my Ball-Dointed doll. Where did I get one of those? That will be coming up in a future video. And potential used pickups, I am leaving caveats for thrift finds or things on Mercari, eBay that are like $20 or less. I would like to also consider, consider further downsizing in-box dolls. And I have a bunch of those still. And I think, again, this is more about, it's about how do I feel, like, what's the attachment level I have to these dolls, to these toys? Is it stuff that I can keep? Is it stuff that I would miss if I didn't have still? Is it stuff that I would be upset if I weren't able to get it back? Keeping that in mind. I would also like to redress my Maudie American Girl dolls using existing clothing. I have a bookshelf in the corner over here, which, again, you can't see right now because the camera's facing me, but I can see it. And I have a bunch of, like, modern dolls, and I love to change their clothes, but I haven't since before we moved. So in the closet, I have all of my current American Girl clothes. And I'd like to give these gals a little bit of love and, see if there are some that maybe I'm not as attached to, and maybe they're ones that I could rehome. So I think that's a constructive thing. And, maybe keeping in mind with some of my other dolls, like maybe some of the Blythes, some of the Rainbow High dolls, ones that I can like change the clothing up on and feel good about that. That'll be good. I also look up tutorial on how to string and paint my Frapzilla doll, or at the very least, get it strung by the end of the year. What was this, last year? Year before last? Probably 2 years ago. Somebody in one of my doll discords recommended me this artist, Frapzilla, and they made this tiny, basically axolotl style BJD, and she is the cutest little thing in the world. But unfortunately, she came to me in the form of Dolly Tetris. And I am about 3 lines away from hitting the top and getting a kill screen. I don't know how to do it. Are there tutorials? Yes. Do I have the dexterity to do this? I'm not sure. So this may be a case where I send this out to somebody to have this done for me so that I can enjoy an actual doll rather than like pieces in a box. It's downstairs on the kitchen table right now. But I think that that's important. Like I want to have these things. Like I bought them. I want them. I want to use them. And in that vein, one of the other things that I came up with was I would like to focus on crafts and kits that I already own rather than buying more. So like I said, I've got all these Lego kits. I've got all these Gunpla kits. I've got, nano blocks and mega blocks and Pokemon kits. And I also have a diamond painting kit that I bought for this channel like 3 or 4 years ago now that has been sitting in a box that I would like to put together. I also, jigsaw puzzles that I have, I picked up a really cute Squishmallow one last year and I never put it together. Where's the fun in that? What is the fun of having a jigsaw puzzle sitting in the box and then me not doing anything with it? That's boring. So I'm not going to be doing that. I am going to be... Oh, I also have a Woobles kit. That's something that I bought for the channel, and maybe I will film that as part of the channel. It's a little axolotl. It's the cutest little thing. I want to get started with that, and I want to do that. That is my goal for this year, is to work through things I already have. And that brings us to this. Oh, before that, rewind. One of the other things that I would like to do is, I mentioned my Blythe dolls. There are some that I've never done eye swaps on. I'd like to get those taken care of. Just take care of the eyes, get them swapped out so that I can have them be more like mine rather than just like default face up, default eye chips. And that brings us to the internet. And what am I doing with the internet? I'd like to start posting more. I miss posting. I miss sharing videos. I think I got so caught up in the concept of wanting to do things that were big and involved and required a lot of time and effort that I forgot that sometimes I just have fun recording little videos in my room, having a good time. So I want to focus again on my existing collection. And I think if you've been around this channel for a while, you will know that I have said those words before. But there is something that I wanted to do. And I would like to film some doll videos, but I would like to film parts of my collections and base them on themes. So the collection dive videos that I did, I'd like to do more where I focus on individual collections of dolls rather than one specific one or one new one that I bought. I'd like to do what I have based on... I actually got this idea from another YouTuber whose name is slipping. I think it's... So her channel name is Collector's Gonna Collect. I knew it was something like that. But she filmed a lot of videos where she talked about all of the red dolls in her collection, all of the purple dolls in her collection, and focusing on like a color family rather than, oh, here's all of my like Monster High dolls, or here's all of my Cindy dolls, things like that. And I think that would be a lot of fun. I think it would showcase variety, which is something that I like about my collection. And I keep looking over here because that's where my collection is. I'd also want to do ones, what else did I say? Ones based on like theme. So all dolls that have something to do with music, or ones that are from like small lines that didn't get a lot of love, like all of my Wild Hearts crew dolls, all of my Cave Club dolls, all the ones that I have from like lines that didn't really take off beyond the initial couple runs. I think those would be really fun to share. And of course, I would like to get back into streaming. I've missed that so much. Every time I've gotten a chance, I think I streamed 16 times last year, which I used to do it 3 times a week. I used to stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I streamed 16 times last year. Part of my friends were, what the fuck, man? What did I do? Continuing my year of reclaiming hobbies, I guess, in that sense, I would like to reclaim YouTube. And I would like to reclaim Twitch for me. You know, and if you would like to come along for the ride, I would be so happy to have you. I feel like I need to get my ambitions in check. And now that I'm partnered, like there is definitely going to be time for me to do more ambitious projects. Like the diner videos last year. My God, that was so much fun. I loved that. But that cost a ton of money. We had to get hotel rooms. We ate out 3 times a day in some instances. That was very expensive and not something that I can really, like, I don't have the financial incoming to continue to do things like that. But it's not to say that I won't be doing videos like that. I'm not going to be doing just doll videos. And the doll videos that I do are going to be different from just pickup videos. Yes, I will probably have, I know there's a couple dolls that I would like to talk about, things that I haven't even unboxed yet. I'm just waiting for something else to come in. And then once that comes in, I'm going to do another like mass haul and we can talk about that. But really, I want to be more present. I want to give a shout out to everybody on my Discord. Everybody who has been there for me on social media. Everybody that I have met in person, have spoken with in Instagram chats. You guys are keeping me going and helping me keep kind of my brain in check. And I really appreciate that. But with all that being said, friends, I think I've prattled on for almost 20 minutes at this point. Oh God. This is gonna get chopped down. This is not gonna be as long, I hope. But tell me about how you're feeling going into the new year. I'm not even thinking politically at this point in time. I need to kind of separate that from everything else in my life. Because it's gonna be very interesting. But I'm not talking about that right now. I am going to talk about everything that is going to distract me from that. And maybe you too. I don't know, man. We're all in this together. Let's fucking go. 2025 is gonna be a year and we're gonna be here for it. All that being said, friends, thank you so much. I hope your year is what you need it to be. Everybody take care, be well, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully not be like another month and a half. So, later.